is Indian Creek Village,
an island off the coast of Miami and home to some of the richest people in the world. And this is me.
Am I wearing this correctly?
Trying to find a way in.
Lots of Mercedes, lots of Escalades.
This island is one of the most exclusive communities in the country, with just 41 waterfront properties collectively worth more than $1 billion. It's also one of the most secure, with a single entry point
there.
I have just 72 hours to go from California to Miami to Indian Creek Village. My mission? To see just how secure it really is and find out why, out of all the places in the world, these mega billionaires choose to live here.
And find a way in.
I need to be realistic and set expectations because it's gonna be really effing hard to get onto this island. But it'll be even harder if I don't show up prepared. So let's start here. This is Indian Creek Village, better known as the Billionaire Bunker, and it sits on a 294-acre island in Biscayne Bay. Directly across from it is the town of Surfside. After scoping out the area on Google Maps, this looks like a solid home base. My first position, the bridge. This is the only way onto the island, and it's guarded by this security checkpoint. But here's the catch. These security guards are actually police personnel, and they're stationed right here. So me getting past them feels unlikely, which is why I rented a boat to cruise around the island to see if I can get a closer look at what goes on inside the Billionaire Bunker.
This one coming up here belongs to Tom Brady, the modern one.
But here's the other thing. The island is monitored by a radar system that was designed by a company that's GM is this guy, an ex-unit leader for the Israeli Defense Forces. The system can detect anyone approaching the island from up to 1,000 meters away. Apparently, I am the new Ethan Hunt. Which brings me to my Hail Mary play. There are luxury realtors all over this part of Miami, and one who has access to Indian Creek Village just might agree to give me a tour. Shout out to Business Insider for touring the island back in 2022 and showing me that it is actually possible. Once I'm hypothetically in, I'll drive over the bridge and onto the only road on the island, Indian Creek Island Road. It's only 3 miles long, but it connects every single property, including the homes of Tom Brady, David Guetta, and Jeff Bezos. Whoops, I forgot. Jeff has 3 homes. Now, I've read online that there are lots of tall hedges and lots of hidden cameras. But if we're lucky, we just might get a glimpse at some of its 8-figure mansions up close and personal. Time to pack.
Hi, how are you?
If you didn't know we were in Miami, now you know. It is almost midnight here. I am so exhausted, but tomorrow the countdown continues. I have 48 hours to find some godforsaken way to make it onto this island. I'm gonna head to my hotel and get some sleep, and I'll see you back here for day 1. All right, this is Oscar. He is going to be behind the camera from now on. We're gonna go and talk to some locals here in Surfside, see if anyone has any tips for me as far as getting into Indian Creek Village.
Have you ever been on Indian Creek Village?
I paddleboarded around it.
If someone were not a resident, not an employee, not on the visitors list, how would you suggest they go about finding a way in? Is there any way to do it?
I don't know of any way. Even as a paddleboarder, they have a police boat that will come and say, like, you're too close to the island, that it's all private property, and, you know, they have their own police force, they have their own bridge to get there.
It sounds like I should keep a safe distance.
Yes, yes, yes.
Noted. So we're gonna go to the bridge now. This is the moment that I have been preparing for like literally weeks because I've done so much research on the island. We're gonna stay on the street just to make sure they know we come in peace. Oh, there it is. Wow, okay, so I'm seeing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe 6 police vehicles. Let's park and see what happens. I feel like nervous. We're still on the Surfside side, and there's the bridge. Okay, deep breaths. There is the security checkpoint where you see all the cars driving through. And then there is the police department. You can see that, right? Oh, and it looks like there's maybe an officer out front that I could potentially go and talk to. Wish me luck.
A few moments later.
Okay, so as expected, it's gonna be a no from the chief of police. I actually met him and chatted with him very briefly inside of the building there, which serves as like the village hall, kind of like a city hall, but the police station is next to it. So yeah, unfortunately, the bridge is a fail. To the marina, let's go. 2 hours on the boat. We just started. We're in the bay, correct, Henry?
Now we're gonna go out to the bay.
We're gonna go out to Biscayne Bay.
That's right.
North, just a little bit, and the island's right there. Okay, so we're like seconds maybe away from seeing the island. I think we're gonna get like as close to it as we are to these buildings here. So we might just see Jeff Bezos, who knows? Oh God. This is why I took motion sickness medicine. So Henry is our captain today. And right now we are in the bay. We're a little further out now from the island, but we can get as close as 100 yards, right?
Yeah, I mean, we can get very close. The only thing is, you know, you want to avoid trouble.
Right. Trouble, like, as in...
As in the police coming and checking you out and asking you what are you doing, etc., etc.
Yeah. Indian Creek Village Police, right?
Yes.
Okay. So you know about the radar system?
Yes. There is a bunch of cameras. They're installed all around the island. They are watching you 24/7. You can see the camera following you.
Oh, you can?
Yeah.
And you told me, you said, like, it's best not to point at the camera?
Yeah, because...
You just don't know who's watching?
Yeah.
Gosh. I mean, the properties are very visible from the water.
Oh, yeah.
So, I mean, there's a chance we could see a celebrity
Of course,
today, right?
Of course. Now, this one coming up here belongs to Tom Brady, the modern one. The next
Oh,
one,
this is Tom's.
That's Tom's
Oh,
Brady.
okay. Wow, it's super modern.
He's in town.
He is.
Yep.
Hey, Tom. Oh, maybe don't wave.
Okay, so this property here under construction, my understanding is that belongs to DJ David Guetta.
Yes, and he's neighbors with the Kushners.
Right.
That's so funny. This is Bezos?
That's the first one he purchased.
This is the one he purchased for 68 million. This one he bought, I think, in 2023 for close to $79 million. There's so many like artistic structures too on some of these properties. It's kind of like an art show. Thank you. Nice. Boat tour done.
Well, that's a wrap on day one. And while it maybe was unsuccessful in terms of getting onto the actual island, I do feel like I was very successful in getting a closer look at Indian Creek Village. I only have 24 hours left to find a way onto the island. I don't feel like it's that impossible. Ironically, the concierge here at my hotel is a realtor himself, and he did tell me that if I'm able to find a listing agent who has sold a home on the island in the past year, 2 years, that maybe, just maybe, they'll be able to get me across the bridge.
Rolling, okay. We're gonna go knock on some doors and see if any realtors in Miami are willing to
turn left onto Harding Avenue.
Get us onto the island. This is the Hail Mary play, I told you. This is my last ditch effort. So I'm just praying for a miracle. So this is Miami Beach Real Estate Group. Okay, here we go, first one. Maybe first one and done, we'll see. Good.
12 seconds later.
All right, unsuccessful, but really nice. And I got a card in case I ever want to buy a home in Miami, which I just might. So on to the next. Here we go. Traffic in Miami is obviously a real thing. I'm gonna make some calls to realtors who I know for a fact have sold homes on the island in the past year to 2 years. Hello, I'm calling for Daniel.
Hey, speaking.
How are you?
Amazing.
Amazing. My name's Noelle. I'm here in Miami. I'm doing a video on the Indian Creek Village. island, and I understand that you were a listing agent on one of the properties not that long ago. Is that correct?
Almost. I did a deal off market in Indian Creek. It was just the land for
just the land.
$26 million.
Wow. I kind of am here to see if I can get onto the island, so I just thought I would call you to see if that's a possibility.
Security has been increased because Trump's daughter is there and it's more complex. There's nothing to do there. It's one road, not exciting. Better to take a drone and fly around.
Yeah, I was on a boat yesterday.
But the boat is the best. You can get as close as possible for the billionaires, the Billionaire Bunker.
So there's really no way to get onto the island today?
Not that I can think of. Maybe just to call Jeff, but I don't think he's in town.
Yeah, well, and I also don't have his number. Do you have any other realtors who you think could get me access, or is it just kind of an impossible task?
The realtor that will have access for a house, every time he needs to inform the owner. So I think you're on a very challenging mission with the Indian Creek.
I'm figuring that out slowly but surely.
Keep up the good work.
Thank you. Bye. Oh my gosh, I can't believe he actually picked up. Let's just keep driving around and see if we can find someone. Without naming names, I did just connect with someone who I thought could maybe get me into the village. Basically just got yelled at. Let's try to pick it back up here with someone, anyone. Oh, real estate. Oh, it's closed. Okay, never mind. I have called, emailed, texted multiple realtors. We went and tried to talk to a couple in person here in Miami Beach. It's very difficult, obviously, to get onto the island, even if you are an agent who has maybe sold homes in the past, because you need homeowners' approval before you can get past the security gate, right, and get onto the bridge. For me to get on the visitors list, I would need the agent to be on the visitors list at the request of the homeowner, which seems pretty impossible to make happen at this point. So it kind of pains me to say this, but I think we're gonna call it. But I do have one more stop to make because I'm sort of piecing everything together in my head now, and I think I know why these billionaires specifically choose to live in Indian Creek Village.
Indian Creek Village may not be accessible to just anyone, but anyone can access hundreds of business ideas by downloading the Hustle's Entrepreneurship Trends Report. We talked to over 500 small business owners to uncover valuable strategies, data-driven insights, and expert tips for elevating your business. It's as easy as clicking the link in the description. At least something's easy.
Well, I guess that's a wrap, which makes me really glad that I said this at the beginning of the video.
It's gonna be really effing hard to get onto this island.
Yeah, but why is it so effing hard to get onto this island? And how did it become a literal fortress for the mega billionaires? Ironically, all of that was created totally by accident. It was the man-made byproduct of a drainage project in Biscayne Bay and existed as a mangrove forest like this one until a group of wealthy homesteaders turned the island into a vacation hotspot for the elite in the 1920s. Since then, home prices on the island have gotten higher and higher, especially as more permanent residences and even compounds get built. A year ago, Bloomberg ran an article with the headline, "Just a billion doesn't cut it on this exclusive Florida island." According to Miami realtor Dina Goldenteer, whose credentials include a $79 million listing on the island, about 7 years ago, $20 million was a big sale. She predicts future prices for homes renovated to the standards of the billionaires will soon start at 9 figures. Jeff Bezos has already paid a collective $234 million for his 3 properties, and that's pre-renovations. Other buyers are building from the ground up, like Tom Brady. Let's cut back to his mansion. Yep, that wasn't there before. So back to the question that brought me all the way here. Why are these billionaires and celebrities willing to pay so much for just dirt and for homes that they completely want to change? There's your answer. Back in 1939, when the island had just 17 residents, it was legally allowed to incorporate as a village in Miami-Dade County.
since then, its residents have benefited from having their own elected officials, including a mayor and a vice mayor, and city council members who have the village's specific interests in mind. The city also has its own local law enforcement that currently staffs 16 police personnel that monitor the island and its waterways 24/7. That means for every one police personnel member, there are only 5 residents. And don't forget about that radar system that I mentioned earlier. It uses a combination of radar and thermal cameras mounted on 8 posts around the perimeter of the island and alerts officers by transmitting live thermal video of detected intrusions. So yes, while these billionaires do benefit greatly from living in Florida where there's no state income tax, I think it's safe to say that living in Indian Creek Village is less about location and more about security. And the more secure it becomes, the more high profile its residents become, and the cycle continues. All right, I got a plane to catch. So, waving goodbye to the Billionaire Bunker. Maybe we'll see it next time. Bye, Tom. Bye, Jeff. Love you guys. See ya. If you like this video and you want to see me scope out another highly secure location, then check out our video on the proposed utopia Elon Musk is building for his employees in Bastrop County, Texas. And don't forget to check out the Hustle's Entrepreneurship Trends Report and subscribe to the Hustle Daily newsletter to read up on the latest news in business and tech in less time than it takes you to drink your morning coffee. Until next time, cheers.